Connie, I know this is more of a federal issue on the priorities, but it impacts California, like illegal immigration and also high-tech immigration, right? And more recently, Jesse Jackson, I heard he was making an interview, promoting the AA at workplace, right? So that's kind of, what's your view on that overall?
Well, it was one of the reasons why we were very opposed to Prop 30, not just the tax increase, that's supposedly sunsetted. Once, you guys know that, once a little tax comes, it's never going away. It'll probably just get bigger. But we felt part of that was the hidden message in Prop 30. And plus, it was all going to go to schools, right? Wrong. No. Less than 20% of that extra tax that California has is actually going to education. It's not even going in the classroom. It's going to pay debt that the state already owes schools. But the hidden piece of that was the personal income tax. We lovingly accept immigrants that want to come here and work and better themselves. The raising of that personal income tax level, in addition to impacting all of us, whether we know it or not. Many of the folks that want to come here to work, high-tech, biotech, they're not going to come to California now because their income is going to be, I heard this from biotech and from Silicon Valley. There's little clusters around in California where these folks come in to work. They'll go to either Texas where there's a cluster or in the New Jersey area because there's no impact to them. I mean, they're going to leave there. A majority of the research scientists and top biotech researchers come from China, Taiwan, India. First I get a little distressed. Well, I'm happy for them. We have good students too. We should be growing our own. Maybe we'll get there someday. But they want to import folks, and they have to become immigrants, and they have to have a visa, and they have to get here. And then we do things that just drive immigrants that we would love to have here to be Americans. We drive them away.
Well, I guess what can we do about it, right? For the illegal, I remember receiving an email saying that LA County is spending $50 million every month, right, in the neighborhood of on illegal immigrants. But in the meantime, there are policies that, like you said, right, driving the legal immigrants, the high-tech talents away. So how are we going to do about it? Right?
It is a federal issue. Many people wish that our borders were more secure. At the same time, they've made it a long process. There's a part of me that maybe understands why people try to sneak across, because if you try to do it in a legal way, I mean, what is the waiting time? 5 years, 7 years? The federal government really needs to get its act together and decide what it wants to do about immigration. We can make suggestions. We can do what we can do here in California, although we're very divided. Some people want to further it. Some people are like, no, we have enough. So there is that argument within the states. But in the federal level is really where the solutions lie. And I think there's some people that really want to find a good solution. But politics is politics, and it gets in the way. And this is an election year, so I don't look for any really good solutions. But an election year brings opportunity. Because I often joke and say in my caucus, everybody in the caucus, except me, is on the ballot. They're either running for re-election, or they're running for Congress, or they're running for supervisor, or BOE. I mean, we're all spread out. Everybody's running for something. This is when you need to call them and remind them, what are you doing? If you want my vote and you want my support, what are you doing about this? Pressure on them. They have to take the call eventually.